Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. It is Thursday. Very, very cold Thursday here in Dallas. I'll get to that in a little bit. While we're waiting on folks to join, want to remind y'all to go to coopedup.com to check out what I post there and sign up for my email updates. Also, if you're on the other platforms, you can follow me at I'm Cooped Up. And if you're wherever you're listening or watching or whatever this, find the notification bell, click it, and then also you can text me at 214-949-8599. That's my community text number. It's not a group chat or anything like that. You won't get blasted with stuff, but it's just another way we can stay in touch with each other. So anyway, let's get that off the screen. Hey, Mama. Yes, thank you. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. So I actually wasn't so sure that I was going to feel better. I still felt like garbage until about 2 hours ago. I was mostly in bed today still. So let's back up. So yesterday, I got the shot. No, I didn't get the shot yesterday. I got it on Tuesday. Yesterday, so Tuesday evening, started feeling a little Todd did too. Yesterday, felt like just straight up garbage yesterday. Had a pounding headache. I woke up, my ankles were hurting even. And I never have like sore ankles, but even my ankles and my knees, all of my toes, my hands, anything that could have arthritis in it felt like it had arthritis in it. And then I was just really tired. And so I was just gross. And the headache is the worst part, the splitting headache. And I'm like, damn, if this is what people have to suffer through for 10 days, no, I'm not doing that. Thank God I got the vaccine. So then I started feeling a little better as the day went on, and we ordered Thai food in last night, and had Thai. And then I went to bed at like 8:30. I took a couple of melatonin to help me sleep because I'd been sleeping all day long, so I wasn't sure I was even going to be able to sleep yesterday. Woke up this morning. Todd was spiking a fever off and on yesterday, and he thinks he was last night too. I was not feverish until last night. I started to have a fever last night, low grade, like 100, 101, something like that. And then woke up this morning and my head was just still murdering me, like right behind my eyes, just killing me. And nothing else was wrong. I wasn't sore anymore. Nothing was acting up, just this headache. And it was so bad, I was actually nauseous from it. And I'd get up and do something and then just be so grossed out, I'd go lay back down. And I was thinking to myself, and I'm not proud of what I'm about to say. I was thinking to myself, I was like, the last time my head hurt this bad was when I gave up drinking sodas. And then I was like, Cooper, I don't think you've had any caffeine since Monday. I'm having fucking caffeine withdrawals. Like that ended. I mean, the first round of it was definitely the vaccine, but today just feeling like garbage. And Todd felt fine again today. I was like, okay, let's go see if that's what it is. So I stumbled downstairs, just felt like garbage. Ate some leftover pad ki mao, which is my favorite Thai food. Pad ki mao, if you haven't tried it, it's wonderful. And then made an iced tea. I mean, within 10 minutes, I felt like night and day different. I'm still a little tired feeling right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still a little tired feeling right now. But oh my gosh, what a difference a little caffeine makes. And a lot makes a lot of difference. So, that's one of the things. I'm not proud that I drink a lot of caffeine. I used to not. This is something that's come out of COVID, being locked down. I always keep a thing of that purely unsweetened black iced tea, and I love unsweetened iced tea, and in the refrigerator, and just pour it. And next thing you know, I've gone through it all, right? And so I think that's what it was today, at least. I mean, like I said, I'm still tired. I still have a little bit of fatigue from it, but at least the headache is gone. The headache was the worst. So y'all are asking about Carrie. Have I heard from Carrie? I'll give you all an update on how Todd did and how Carrie did. So Todd on Tuesday evening, he just kind of felt a little off, but he was not like in bad shape. Yesterday morning, woke up. he was really fatigued, and then he started working and stuff, and then by about 11 o'clock, he felt like he hit a wall and just went to bed after that. Had a fever, was achy, alternating between cold and hot, cold and hot. And right now it's hard to even know because it's so fucking cold here in Dallas. It's below freezing, and this old house, you walk from one room to the next, and the temperature changes so much. So it's hard to know if it's the fever or whatever. And then he woke up this morning. He took like 3 melatonin last night, slept through the night, woke up and was fine this morning. Covered the plants, all that kind of stuff. And then Carrie, I talked to her yesterday. So she went to work out yesterday morning, was totally feeling fine. And then she was like, I'm fine. I don't got nothing. I'm fine. I'm fine. Maybe a little tired, but I'm fine. And then she texted me like yesterday afternoon. She's like, oh, I just hit a wall. And so she ended up I talked to her this morning, and she said she woke up in a puddle. She had a fever overnight and was just not feeling well, and that she's still just kind of tired today, but she seems to be better. She made a joke that there's a lot more of her for the vaccine to work its way through. Oh, whatever. My sister's like, whatever helped, talking about the caffeine. I know. I am so relieved that it's just my caffeine addiction that was the problem today. So, or mostly the caffeine addiction that it was mostly today. The other thing is that I did smartly, that I did not intentionally do. I mean, I intentionally did it, but not like thinking it was going to be a big deal. On the way home from getting the vaccine, I stopped at Walgreens and bought some Tylenol, because we don't take Tylenol normally, because you can't take Tylenol if you drink a lot. It's really bad. I mean, it could be deadly for you, actually. I think if you consume more than 3 drinks a day, you're not supposed to take Tylenol. And so I made sure I read the instructions very clearly and all of that. And so you just can't be drinking more than 3 drinks while you are taking Tylenol. So that's a relief. So I went and bought it. And so that has helped tremendously, because you're not supposed to take Advil or any of the NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. I can't believe I got that right. You're not supposed to take any of those because it can suppress your body's ability to have its full immune cycle happen. So Tylenol saved the day, because Tylenol somehow doesn't hit your. It's not anti-inflammatory. It's more neurological or something. We're all like armchair virologists and epidemiologists and meteorologists and all of these ologists these days, right? The other thing that I realized is it is so hard to stay fucking hydrated when you're bedridden. Like, that is the other thing. So I was drinking Pedialyte yesterday, which I think helped. But like, when you're sleeping for hours at a time, you can't hit your hydration quotas, right? So I think that that's also part of it. And dreading the second shot, just going to take the day off as a precaution. That's what I did, and I mean, Todd did too. I think it's a very good, at least worst case scenario, you don't have to actually take the day off, and you can use that day for something productive, right? And Crystal had the same experience as Todd. Worked from home the next morning, but by noon I was done. Next day, fine. And I've heard that the people who are on the Moderna are the ones who are having the biggest reaction, because the Moderna one, I think, has something like 10 times the potency. Suddenly popping into a Moira Rose. 10 times the potency of the Pfizer one. So I don't know. And Eric's saying that hot and cold feeling is the worst. Yes, so hard to sleep. I had to go to the grocery store after teaching virtual school today, and was bundled up against the cold that I thought I was going to faint because it was so warm in the store. How do people? Here's the thing. So it is cold here, right, in Texas at the moment. It is. I think that we're in freezing temperatures, and we're not supposed to get out of them until like Tuesday. It's going to be a low of 5 on Monday or something ridiculous like that. How do people live in environments where they're just like, no big deal? I mean, I've seen people have been like, oh, you Texans or wusses or whatever. I'm from Montana. I'm from Michigan. I'm from Vermont. I'm like, well, you can go back there if you want. The reason that we stay here is because we don't have to deal with that. Like, I remember being in Chicago for, it was like right before Thanksgiving one year, a million years ago. and it was cold. It was snowing, and I remember we were on is it Magnificent Mile, I think is what it's called, going up and down that in all the shops and having to put everything on and take everything off, put everything on. It was miserable. It was the worst. And Sandy is saying they have proper clothes. We have shorts and flip-flops. Yes. For me, a winter coat is probably their like midsummer coat. That is so true. And speaking and Crystal Crystal is saying she would recommend it. So let's see. I'll go put my Tylenol in Mark's medicine cabinet. Yes, that's a smart idea. Tylenol is dangerous if you drink a lot. And Aaron braved the cold this morning and the ice and everything. So they canceled for tomorrow all of the mobile ones. So had I gone to my original appointment, which was tomorrow or today, it would have all been canceled, and you had to go to Parkland Hospital for it. But they were still, I don't know if it was any better or not, but Aaron went today. My neck, my back, my knees, and my crack ache after the second dose. Yeah, and I can't imagine the stress of driving today either. But it's a snow day, and so our school canceled today totally. And actually, most of the schools canceled today. But I feel bad because the DISD, the Dallas Public Schools, they just said, hey, everybody, instead of going to school, instead of being a snow day, you just can do it virtually. Like, have we lost, like, is it maybe just this year, hopefully, not permanently, but have kids lost snow days or ice days or cold weather days? Like, there was just some magnificence to it. And our school is already out tomorrow and Monday. We're having a long President's Day weekend. And so now we have a 5-day weekend. But I was like, okay. And then also for people who are now working from home. So my office policy follows like every job I've ever had, which is we do whatever the major school district does. So in our case, DISD, if DISD closes schools, the office is closed, right? Well, that obviously does not apply this year. So have we also lost that? Like, everyone's working from home now? It's like, just go work from home, which I mean, they're getting paid for. So I guess that makes sense to do that, but I don't know. It's just something weird about now, like unintended consequences. I guess there's the magic of the snow day is gone. I guess if it were a legit snow day, they might have something different to say. I don't know. And then for the kids' school, today was the 100th day of school, which means they could dress up. They could dress up either silly or they could dress up as old people, 100-year-old people, and that's what the kids always like to do. Mason's in the middle school and they don't do it, that sort of stuff. But Claire's in her last year of the elementary school. And the 100th day so she had her outfit planned out last night. She was like, Daddy, do you know where your Golden Girls wigs are? And yes, that is a plural, wigs. I was like, I don't know. Go find them. We found them in Mason's room, actually. And that's a whole other thing to unpack there. And then she had a cane, a leopard print cane that we just happened to have around the house. She had a Little House on the Prairie outfit, a string of pearls, and then we had some like eyeliner that we were going to paint on her. So she was pissed this morning that school was canceled. Well, you can't have you can't skip the 100th day of school. Today's not a school day, so they're doing it on Tuesday. Tuesday will be our 100th day of school, so they get to dress up then. So let me see what y'all are saying. And Beth is saying, I have no clue. I left New Jersey as soon as I could, and the weather is one of the reasons I would never move back. And I don't even think New Jersey gets that horrible. Iowa, where Eric is from, I lived through those miserable Iowa winters my first 22 years of life and got the hell out the first opportunity. There's a guy on Instagram I follow, Wise Guides, like WYSE Guide. Can't remember his real name, but he lives in Iowa. He lives on a farm in Iowa, totally like fabulous gay guy. I don't know about fabulous, but he's hilarious. And he does all these tips and stuff, but it is cold as shit there. And I'm like, why would you stay? Why would you stay? The only side effect of my second Pfizer shot was really a sore arm at the injection site. So my arm still feels like I have been just straight up shot. Like I was in like a gang fight or something. And it's noticeably whelped still. and I was in the shower earlier, and I could see a red outline of it. And Carrie had the thing after hers where she had the red outline like a week later, and it was itching. And my mother-in-law actually has that right now from her first one. Um, so, and Crystal is saying, I was born in, where did I just lost that? They said I was born and raised in St. Louis, and I'm still not used to the bitter cold. I just don't think you ever can. Yes. And we had bad weather days, but tomorrow is virtual for funding, and they don't have to make it up. I doubt it will continue after this year unless COVID sticks around. Oh yeah, I guess it's due to fund. Like you have to have a certain number of days that the kids are in school in order to make sure that you get thing. Any unintentional weight loss benefits from the second shot? I can hope. I have not weighed myself. I'll do it in the morning because I've not been drinking either, and I'm not going to drink tonight because I've had Tylenol today. So drinking can start up again tomorrow. So I probably have lost weight. This t-shirt feels a little less tight on me than normal. So we'll see. And I always weigh myself the same way. I wake up in the morning, I get naked, and I step on the scale. That way I usually pee beforehand too. So that way I know my bladder's empty, no clothes are changing the effect, and I've not eaten anything yet. So, and I think others of y'all do the same. Our schools just go virtual, no snow days. Yeah, that's crazy. And Eric, who is a teacher here in DISD, says it wasn't terrible. Actually glad that we did it so we don't lose a day off of a 4-day weekend at Easter to make up for it. I brought home the lesson with me last night and it was all fine. Yes. And yes, Kelly just happened to have some Golden Girls wigs laying around the house with a leopard print cane and a string of pearls. I know. Oh, Jackie's supposed to get her second dose on Wednesday and it's supposed to snow. Maybe they'll send us to Parkland too. Aaron, how did Parkland turn out? Because it's brand new. I've been to an event there, like in their lobby. It looks gorgeous, very different than the old Parkland Hospital. But I've not been there for anything else. But it seemed like you were in and out pretty quickly. And yes, of course, we have a leopard print cane. Yeah. What else? Amy got her COVID booster Tuesday, feeling much better today. Yesterday, I felt horrible for about 12 hours. Fever and nausea. It's the headache. The headache is the worst. Caleb Wise, it's actually W-Y-S-E, I think. Caleb, and he needs a new hairstyle. That is true. He is very Iowan with that haircut. Caleb Wise. But I like him a lot. You asked a question the other day about the kids saying something to show their parents are gay without saying it. Daddy, where are your Golden Girl wigs? Yes, exactly. It's one of my favorite on TikTok. There's a whole thing about tell us fill in the blank without telling us fill in the blank. And one of them is tell us your parents are gay without telling us your parents are gay. And it's stuff like this. Daddy, where are your Golden Girls wigs? Totally, 100%. Daddy, the one I posted the other day was about the Super Bowl. Daddy, why do those people have the same? Why do those football players have the same costume as Tina Burner? That's a RuPaul's Drag Race reference. She only wears red and gold, or red and yellow, which is what the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs, I think. Yeah, that's what they wear. I just started following Wise Guy. You are indeed an influencer. Tell him. Send him a message saying, "Hey, I'm cooped up. Told me to follow you. Love it." And yes, we weigh ourselves alike, Eric. So yesterday, I'll get to the rest of your things in a minute. Yesterday, I was laying on the couch up here in the family room, and the kids were banging around or stomping around, and I'm like, too much. And so I asked them to come in there, and I was like, y'all need to stop stomping around and stomping around and making noise and stuff, because every time you do it, it hurts my head. All of a sudden, our little Google device, out of the blue, I think I might have said something that sounded like the command that makes it go. But all of a sudden, it said, "Would you like to know how wonderful life is without children?" I kid you not. We're three of us in the family room, and I'm talking to them, and all of a sudden, "Would you like to know how wonderful life is without children?" The kids, instead of normally we would all bust out laughing, but it was so weird. I didn't want to laugh because every laugh hurt my head also. But the kids are kind of like, It was literally like they found a boarding school brochure on the coffee table. It was the best. It was so funny. Yeah. Sometimes Google has a funny sense of humor. Maybe that artificial intelligence is picking up our family sass. I don't know. Um, let's see what else you're saying. Put a lunchbox cold pack and a paper towel inside your shirt sleeve. It will really help with. Oh yeah, I need to do that. Like one of those cold pack things. Um, getting my first dose Sunday and my second dose on 3/14. I've already been told it will be Moderna. Well, I'm already telling you, take a day off the second one. The first one, I had fatigue after the first one. Like everything made me tired that day, but no, I didn't have a headache or anything like that. Todd had no symptoms no, he had a little bit, he had a low grade fever the evening of the first one, but the second one, that's the one that gets you. And Aaron is saying if you go to Parkland, you walk up the lobby to the second floor, wait in line for about 20 minutes. Closest I've been to other humans in a year. I know, wait, man. And so I was thinking about that. Like, so many people are getting in there like, oh, it only took 20 minutes. I sat in my fucking car for 2 hours. I would still do it that way because I was among the first. I knew I was going to get it. Like I was in line, all of that kind of stuff. Because it's still like a mad hunt for the vaccines. Although Carrie did just text me that Walmart, she literally just texted me a few moments ago, Walmart and Sam's Club will be administering the COVID vaccine in 22 states starting this week. Yeah, you got to go to a Walmart. You catch COVID at the Walmart. Yes. Melissa is saying she felt like crap after the first one for a day. Do you wait 22 days for shot number 2? So yes, it is. But for Moderna, it is. You have to wait. It's 28 days, give or take 2 days. You can do it 2 days before. So between 26 and 30 days. So like today is technically the 28th day for me, but they let me take it 2 days earlier because that's in that 2 day either way window that you could do it. And so Carrie and Todd were automatically scheduled for Tuesday. I was too, but then somehow mine got moved and they didn't tell me. So I just played dumb and showed up on the day and time that I was supposed to be there, and they let me do it. So, and Mark got the Moderna and had very little adverse reaction. I'm so glad for him. Yes. I have also had a lot of people, and this is not a commentary on Mark's age at all. It's going to sound like it, but that's not what I mean. I've had a lot of people make observations that the older members of their families have had much less of a reaction than like the 40-year-olds and the 30-year-olds who've gotten it. I actually don't know any 30-year-olds who've gotten it, but the 40-year-olds, that seems to be the set that is like getting the brunt of the reactions. I don't know if that's true, if that's just observational, if that's just, I only know 40-year-olds. I don't know, 40-somethings. But people are like, oh, my grandmother who's 65 didn't have any. My own grandmother actually texted me, and she's 88, I think, born in 1933, whatever the math is on that. She texted me earlier, and she's like, I didn't have a reaction. What's your reaction? So my only living grandmother, actually. And but anyway, let's see what else. Look at me talking about football. Do you notice how much I struggled to talk about it? I was like, didn't know who I was talking about. And I read yesterday that the older people are showing less than average, Monica says. Yes. That's what I've read too. Maybe you're the one who told me. And I'm on the hunt on all the waiting lists. Wish I didn't wait until last week, Sandy is saying. I think that the lists seem to be flowing. So Todd got a text notification this afternoon that from Tarrant County that his shot is tomorrow morning. He's since removed himself from the list. But so Todd obviously has made his way through the list for tomorrow, and they're notifying you like with a minute's notice, by the way, as you could tell. But so they're making their way, and then I think as they're opening these big super vaccination centers, that they're starting to move people. And the older generation is tougher than we are. That is true. Maybe they're just more used to feeling like shit all the time. That's actually what I told somebody yesterday. My sister, hope you catch a big one. So when we were camping with my sister a few weeks ago. We were on the fishing dock, and as we're walking, there's a family. There's two kids and a dad, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, and they're fishing, and I said I was saying it to the kids, but Monica didn't. Would made fun of me. I was like, "I hope you catch a big one," like that. She's like, "Your fishing lingo," and she made fun of me endlessly. Oh, and no, Monday Night Football won't be calling me to be a commentator anytime soon. Yeah, the only thing that Tony Romo and I have in common is a piddle stain on our pants occasionally. Oh, Sarah is saying my daughter, 16, is a type 1 diabetic, got a shot and played a varsity basketball game that night like it was nothing, 0 side effects. Good for her. And Lisa's asking, I missed this. How did I get it so early? Well, I'm in group 1B. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I got the fingers to prove it there. And then I have a lot of scarred lung tissue. I've had pneumonia 3 times in my life. And so I have 20% scarred tissue of my lungs. Even if I'm at my tip top shape, which I'm not, I am only able to operate on about 80% of my lung capacity. So that is how I got on the list. And I didn't do anything special. I was already a Parkland patient because I'd had some testing done through Parkland, not at Parkland, but through them. And I was in their MyChart system, and it just lets you pick a date. So that's what I did. And Crystal is saying, I'm older than you, and I had hella reactions. Yeah. So, and Sarah, is your daughter, did she get her second dose or her first dose? The first dose didn't really do much. I mean, again, I was a little fatigued, but the second one, my God, that one just knocked me out. Until, like I said, until a couple hours ago. I wasn't even sure I was going to go live today. Michelle Condre, is she watching? Did you miss it? She messaged me earlier asking if I was going to come live today. I don't see her on here. So, okay, well, let me make sure I didn't miss anything from y'all before I say goodbye. Y'all stay warm, especially you Texans who don't know how to do this. Oh, well, that's sad. Eric is saying, I did a little research on Romo after his incident. He has actually battled incontinence since 2009 after a severe bladder infection. How awful. Oh, my God. Here's my thing on that whole thing. They obviously don't like him on that show, the cameraman or something, because why would they just had to either zoom in a little bit or pan up a little bit, and no one would have been any the wiser. The fact that they kept it on him for so long, and you cannot tell me that there wasn't a single cameraman or camera operator that was like, oh, he's got piddle on his pants. Let's zoom up. Everyone noticed that. So I feel bad for him on that. But that's also part of age. Also, as my sister says, if you have that issue, you should know not to wear light pants. Yeah, you need to wear pants that are darker than your piddle spot. That is the goal. And trust me, no one on that show likes him. So I know, and poor Romo. So, alrighty. Well, with that, I am glad to be amongst the living. She has risen, and I am hoping that it is not short-lived. I'm hoping that this is the new thing. I have not had a drink since Sunday. I was joking that Woodbridge is going to send the police out for a wellness check if I don't get back on the wagon, if nothing other than for their bottom line. But I'm not drinking tonight either. So, alrighty. Well, with that, I'm gonna say bye. I love you. It is good. It's important to know that you are loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Stay warm. If you are in Texas, it is going to be cold. Make sure you wrap your pipes, all that kind of stuff. And poor pitiful Rome. That's the worst, Monica. Alrighty, well, I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Cooped Up Live, should I say. Until then, see you tomorrow. Bye.